ready? It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Brawl in Cell Block 99 movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and tonight we're going to talk about Brawl in Cell Block 99 because the new movie by this director just came out, so I figure I'll talk about the old movie because, you know, I'm never up to date on anything. So Brawl in Cell Block 99 is directed by S. Craig Zahler, like sailor with a Z. Yeah! It's good stuff. Let's make sure mine's on airplane mode. Fuck. You know, might as well.
I don't know how to work this damn thing!
Okay, we're going to leave all this in. So I turned my phone on airplane mode. So let's get on with the review for Brawl in Cell Block 99, starring Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Carpenter. Vince Vaughn plays Bradley Thomas, and he's a tow truck driver. At least he was a tow truck driver. He'd come back to the shop, they'd be like, sorry, but you need to come into my office. He's like, anything you could tell me in there, you can say to me out here. Am I fired? And they're like, yeah. And so he cleans out his locker and he goes home. There's his wife.
Why won't this
Sitting in the driveway, texting her boyfriend. That's right. She'd been cheating on her for 3 months, and this is a terrible way to find out right after you get fired. So he takes her phone and he chucks it across the driveway, and then he proceeds to beat the ever-loving shit out of her car. Now see, if Sarah doesn't put her phone on silent, I'm going to go punch her headlight. And then I'm going to rip the wires out, because that's what he does. And I thought that was uncalled for, but now I can kind of see, you know, why somebody would do something like that.
I ain't doing no such thing.
Anyway, so he tells her to get your ass in the house. And, like, proceeds to just, like I said, destroy her car. He rips the hood off. And I wasn't joking. He really does punch her headlight and rip the wires out, which is completely ridiculous. But hey, it lets you know that he's got a little bit of a temper. And possibly some violent tendencies. And I loved it. I loved it. And the funny thing is, this movie is a little slow. But I think we might be dealing with, like, the next Quentin Tarantino. Because just something about the dialogue and the way these actors deliver their lines.
Want to start some stuff? Huh?
I'm more of a finisher.
Loca en la cabeza.
That's right, I'm loco. Now get the fuck out of my crazy way.
I don't know. It reminds me of Quentin Tarantino. It's just my opinion, just an observation. I'm not the smartest person I ever met, so I don't know. Don't take my word for it. But watch this movie and then tell me that this doesn't somehow remind you of something Quentin Tarantino would have did in a fucking parallel universe. Anyway, so he goes in and we find out that they are having a rough patch. She's been messing around for about 3 months, and they had a miscarriage, so they hit a rocky patch. And now he wants to just forget that she ever saw this guy, and he wants to start over fresh. By starting over fresh, he's going to go get a job as a drug mule for some guy named Gil. Which, that's fine. You know, 18 months later, we come back, and they got this big, lavish house. They got this big, fancy kitchen that I'm totally jealous of. And she's pregnant with their child, and it's going to be a baby girl, and they couldn't be happier. And we get to see him, like, going on, like, a run. What his job entails, what he does. But then we see him go meet Gil in the, I guess, the middle of the night. No, it wasn't in the middle of the night. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he goes, and he's going to go on this mission. Okay? And he finds out he's working with some people that he doesn't know. And right off the bat, he's suspicious of the one guy because he looks like he might be on dope. So he's like, I'm not working with these guys. And the Gil tells him, you know, hey, you work with these guys, I'll give you 2 months off. He's like, make it 3. So they're going to go do the thing. He lays the law down for these guys and lets them know, you know, I say drop the package, you drop the package. If somebody asks if it's fresh, you say, yeah, very fresh, very fresh. They say, you don't want to buy, say, if you don't, somebody else will. Oh, never mind. I'm talking something completely different. Anyway, so yeah, they go out in the middle of the ocean and they pick up this suitcase that's chained into the bottom of the ocean somehow. I don't know. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch. That's the thing. Like, this movie is roughly 2 hours long, and it's a tad slow, but it's not, like, boring in the slightest. It's, dare I say, captivating. Just the way everything unfolds. Like, here's an example. There was a time Sarah was going to go let the dogs out, and she literally stood there for 15 minutes.
It wasn't that long.
It was a while. I was like, are you going to go do what you're going to do, or what are you doing? And she was like, hold on. I was like, you know, I never even stopped to think, hey, I can pause this. We're not in the theater. But yeah, that happened. And that's how it is. It's like you get drawn into it, even though there's not exactly a lot going on. There's enough going on that you're drawn to it. So anyway, they go on this mission, and it gets all fucked up, okay? It gets all fucked up. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but the shit gets fucked up. So he ends up, because I mean, the movie's called Brawl in Cell Block 99, and we'll get to it. We'll get to the Brawl in the Cell Block 99, because, you know, some shit happens, he does some stuff, and, you know, normally somebody would get a lot longer sentence, but because he does a good deed while doing bad things, they give him a 7-year sentence, and his wife's going to wait for him, because, you know, that's got to suck. You know, you're just about to have a baby, and then all this shit happens because 2 assholes didn't listen to you when you told them this is the rules. They didn't follow them, and now he's going to the clink for 7 big, long years. And I do love, like, the interrogation scene right after he gets brought in. Probably one of the best scenes in the movie. Just, I don't know. Bradley Thomas is just one of the coolest dudes ever in a movie. Just every line of dialogue, his confidence, he knows that he's good. He knows something about him. There's something about him, okay? But then, you know, we slowly learn once you get going, because he goes to this minimum security prison. We find out, and it's pretty funny. There's a scene where he goes in, and this guy's being an asshole, so he has to go back to the end of the line. Well, when he gets up to the front of the line, he's kind of being an asshole, so he gets sent to the back of the line. But yeah, we get to see, like, the actual system that you go through to, you know, once you go into prison and all that stuff. And I didn't even mention the fact that I love me a good prison movie. So once they get to the prison, or whatever, I'm like, hell yeah, now we're getting going. And it's very brief. It's very brief because we find out that the people that he disposed of or whatever, that fucked him over on the deal, are pissed off about losing out on like $10 million worth of something, and now they've kidnapped his wife, and they're going to cut off his unborn baby's limbs, and they're going to send him to him in jail if he doesn't go to Cell Block 99 at some other prison and kill somebody. And he's like, well, how the hell am I supposed to get over there? And he tells them, show them that you are unfit to be here. Show them you need to be in a maximum security prison. And that's exactly what he does. And this movie just goes from, like, you know, good dialogue and good acting or whatever to goddamn. Like, because there's a scene, and I don't even know if I can show it to you or if I can find it, but yeah, he breaks dude's arm. It looks super real. But yeah, he gets transferred over to, what the hell's the name of the damn, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Red Leaf. And that's where we see Don Johnson. He plays the warden. He comes out smoking a cigar. He tells the guards dump his belongings on the ground. He says, what about my ring? He says, what ring? And blah, blah, blah.
Maybe I'll look for it tomorrow.
Maybe you'll look for it tomorrow. And this isn't a maximum security prison by any means.
Minimum freedom.
This is a minimum freedom prison. So the first cell they put him in, because he beats the shit out of some guards, and that's what gets him over to the Red Leaf. But once he gets over to the Red Leaf, they know that he likes to beat up guards, so they put him in this cell where the shitter doesn't work, but that doesn't stop people from using it. So he's got to spend 2 weeks in there, and if he behaves himself, he'll get a better cell. Well, he can't behave himself because he's got to figure out how to get to cell block 99, which leads to another wonderful scene where he goes and he wants to work out, and this guy says, you can't work out over there. Those guys will kill you. And he starts talking to him about cell block 99. He says, who do they keep in cell block 99? He tells them, that's where they keep the child molesters and the rapist and the psychotic. And then he gets up and proceeds to go over to work out. And he goes, wait, but what are you doing, man? He's like, I'm psychotic. And it leads to, just more absolute badassery. So, you got in between the good character interactions and dialogue and exchanges of dialogue, you've got just moments of absolute badassery. Because Vince Vaughn just fucking whoops the fucking shit out of pretty much everybody that he comes across in this movie that needs the shit whooped out of him. Even the people that didn't necessarily need the shit whooped out of him. But he does what he has to do. Because he's got to get to this guy so that his unborn baby can be born with her limbs. Because that's just terrible. That's a terrible thing. I mean, and the more I think about it, the more horrific this movie really is. Because this is going to be a horror movie. Hey, there's other movies like this because something, I don't know. Don't worry about it. One of these days I'll write it down like, hey, these are horror movies that are, you wouldn't necessarily consider a horror movie, but this is kind of horror-ish. This is one of them. Because the thought of, you had to go to prison, and then you got to go to this worse prison, and then you got to go to this worse cell block in this worse prison. Because when they take them,
25 seconds.
They take him down to the cell block 99. They gotta put a bag on his head so that he don't know how they got there. And then when he gets there, there's these pretty much torture devices. And they put this like shock belt on him. And it brings him to his knees. It's so painful. And they tell him that they're gonna administer them. He's got however many points for however bad he is. And he's got 25 points. And every time when he's shitting or pissing or sleeping or eating, they're gonna push this thing and it's gonna send a shock wave up his spine and it's not gonna feel good. But anyway, we find out that there is no guy that he's supposed to kill. It's some asshole. It's the asshole that lost his 3 million or 10 million. I don't know how many millions of dollars it was. It was a bunch of millions of dollars.
$2.3 million.
$2.3 million. So they're going to do all this. They got this fucking creepy Asian dude and the fucking creepy dude from Blade are going to cut the limbs off of his unborn child. And then now they're going to get some revenge on him because he's got these guys. They're going to whoop his ass, or so they think. But proceeds to devise a plan to just fuck everybody up. He fucks everybody up. There's this one guard who he broke his arm to get to cell block 99. And then there's a scene, spoiler alert, he kills him because the guy won't just stay in the fucking cell. He sticks his head out, he slams the fucking door in his head, and he says, "You stupid, stupid asshole." And he's like, the other guy's like, "You killed him." And he's like, "I know what I did." But yeah, the end of this movie is, god damn, some of the best shit I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, I highly, I'm not even gonna tell anybody the shit that happens. I just wanted to tell you about the guard, and because I thought that was hilarious. I laughed out loud, but then I was like, oh. Because, like, the fucked up thing is, you're like, you like Bradley so much, and then these guys, they're kind of just doing their job, and he's kind of respectful towards them, even though they're kind of dicks to him. And it's like, well, maybe after everything's said and done, everything will work out, and, you know, he'll explain to him what was going on. But no, that's not what happens. Because, yeah, I'll admit, here, now that the assholes next door are making a bunch of noise, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll admit, the end of this movie pissed me, like, the very end pisses me the fuck off! But it's still fucking badass. So, yeah. That's the fucking... Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's rate it. Let's rate it. Let's do it. This movie's bad fucking ass. You should watch it. Hell, you should buy it. I'm kind of pissed off that I don't own it yet. But I was going to buy it one day, but it was the 4K. I ain't got a 4K player. And I figured I'm not going to buy a 4K player yet because, you know, my eyes still haven't adjusted to Blu-ray. So I don't know what all this 4K business is about. I mean, isn't 1080p or 1080i good enough? Don't worry about it. Just go watch Brawl and Cell Block 99. And if you've already seen it, leave a comment in the comment section down below because I want to know if you love this movie as much as I do, and if you are as excited as I am to go pay $6.99 or something like that to watch Dragged Across Concrete. I heard Bone Tomahawk's not all that great, but I think I might just go ahead and watch it anyway because, I don't know, I really like this director. There's something about this movie and the style that just it reminds me of better days when better movies were made. And, you know, I feel like there's a renaissance with better movies being made because we've got movies like Us, even though that shit was confusing. Just the way it was made was absolutely... anyway, just shut up. I'm fucking leaving. I found my watch. It's past my bedtime. I gotta go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I swear to God, I'm gonna get better. Like, look at the fucking quality of this fucking phone, dude. This is a fucking phone that I'm filming on, dude. All right, bye.